Talking about stages, what was for you guys, like, what was the most important thing that brought the growth from A to B?
So there's some kind of high level market things that happen. So again, for us, kind of with what we do, we're using confidential computing. Confidential computing is based on this, hardware, components that the CPU vendors are putting, right? It's Intel and AMD and ARM and NVIDIA
Yeah.
into their chipsets, and then the cloud vendors have all adopted this and made confidential computing part of their platforms. And to some extent, that's where we fit in. Kind of like how, like every time you have a new um, new hardware architecture, you need a software stack on top of it to enable it. Kind of like what VMware did to virtualization,
Right,
right? When virtualization was part of the chip, but then or part of the silicon, but VMware just made, build a software stack to make it easy.
right.
That's what we do for confidential computing
Would you
across.
define that as deep tech?
Oh, yes, it's very.
Okay. And what's your
Um,
definition of deep tech?
okay, the way maybe it's like an investor point of view, but basically when
Right.
investors kind of look at things, they say, okay, what are the risk points for something like this? Is the risk going to be around, market adoption? Is it going to be around execution with this team? Is it going to be around, the technology? So anything that has technology risk to it, to me, tends to be, and kind of the more technology risk, the more deep tech it is. Right? Self-driving car is a good example of, a huge technology, or quantum computers,
Right.
huge amount of technology risk, very low market risk. If you build a quantum computer, like the market is gonna buy it, with self-driving cars. So to me, that was kind of the how I looked at this. It's a very, very complicated thing to build. If you
Yes.
build it, the value is just so large. So that's kind of how I view deep tech. So basically what sort of happened between Series A and the Series B, I think kind of the bet the investors took on us was, is confidential computing going to become the default? Is it gonna be becoming the dominant technology? And obviously, and then, can we go build this? What sort of happened was, we started kind of building the first prototype. We're able to raise the Series A. And then between the Series A and the Series B, the things that happened is again, first customer traction, which obviously was very important to kind of start, proving the market, but also the fact that all the clouds have adopted this. That's happened between our Series A and our Series B. And it sort of became, it was very clear that the, silicon vendors and the clouds are saying, okay, this is the technology to go do this, which obviously made it great for us. So just a ton of tailwinds. And then we were able to kind of build a product, take it to market, have, initial customers. And to some extent, the kind of talk about, deep tech, which kind of gets me to the deeper the tech is to some extent, the less market traction you need to go raise
Mhm.
significant rounds. And what I mean by that, if you're a, marketing influencer type of it's gonna be hard for you to even raise $1 million seed before you have a lot of marketing, a seed before you have like $1 million of, ARR, right? But if you're building a self-driving car, we've seen companies raising, hundreds of millions or, billions without a product in market yet because it's so hard to go build. Right. So the deeper the tech is, the less and, the clearer it is that, there's gonna be a lot of market traction if you can build this. It's just the way the fundraising works is different. So for
Right.
us, because we're relatively deep, again, security in general tends to be deep tech, but what we're
Mhm.
building is kind of deeper tech within security. It was always about, kind of, building, and we needed less market traction to some extent to be able to get to the next round. But now obviously the growth stage, it's all about, market traction.
Right, right. That makes a lot of sense. What advice would you give the deep tech founders for working in, like, complex fields like that when it comes to, like, either market entry or fundraising or building a team?
Good question. On the fundraising side, to some extent, it's always, I guess, in every aspect. On the fundraising side, I was going to say, go work with the right investors because it's easy. It's a long, it's usually a long, journey. Go find the right investors that are going to understand this and kind of be there to support you throughout this journey, and also have the right, network and the right connections to help you get to the people that you need to get to. But it's sort of true with in terms of hiring, right? It's the right, people that can, go do this, but also have the kind of understanding of the vision and kind of the patient, the excitement, the kind of the shared vision to go. Again, if you're hiring somebody that says, "Oh, I want to come here for a year and kind of do a nice, whatever, and get out,"
Right.
they're not going to be the right people to kind of to bring into a deep tech company. So it's just working. I think a lot of kind of the it's generally life, but definitely when you're building a company, is kind of who are the right people that you want to
Mhm.
work with, that you had to have in the company, around the company, supporting the company, investing in the company. I think that's one of the most important things that you can, most important decision that you can make.